What's going on, YouTube? This is SG1 Sports, and you're watching our college football channel. We continue here with our 2023 predictions. The Virginia Cavaliers are up next. Let's take a look at some of the other predictions for Virginia. The FPI has them at 4.5 and 7.5. Athlon at 3-9. The over/under at 3.5. 3-7 last year. This team was not very good. Of course, had tragedy at the end of the season. Didn't get to play their final two games. But you look at the roster heading into this season, and I mean, there's not a lot to get excited about. I don't think this team's going to be terrible, but quarterback position. I know they have a transfer coming in. We'll see who winds up winning that job. It's not great. They do have Malik Washington at wide receiver, a really good weapon there. A couple of decent running backs. Offensive line will be decent. Defensive line probably a strength of this team. Probably is the strength of this team. But then other than that, on the defense, linebacker, secondary, not great. So, again, my thoughts on Virginia, just not a very good team. I don't know. I think they're probably going to be the worst team in the ACC this year. But teams like this prove us wrong sometimes. Sometimes you look at a team and think they're not going to be very good, and they work really, really hard in the offseason, and everything just kind of comes together, and they surprise. I think Virginia maybe has that potential, but I don't really see that happening. So let's get into the schedule here. They open up with Tennessee. Tough way to start off the season, going up against that offense. Tennessee going to score a lot of points in this game. Virginia, really no chance. I'm giving them a loss there to the Vols. Then they'll play James Madison on September the 9th. Pretty good group of 5 teams, so I don't think this is an easy win. I think it'll be a hard-fought game, 4-quarter game. But I think Virginia has enough. And again, that defensive line is going to be good, so maybe they can make some plays there. That'll be enough for them to get a very close win over James Madison. Gets them to 1-1. Then they play on the road at Maryland. Again, a tough offense to stop. And if you don't have great linebackers, great secondary, those especially passing attacks, going to be tough to stop. And I think that's going to be the case here. I think Maryland scores a good bit in this one. Not a blowout like the Tennessee game, but I think Maryland wins at least by double digits. Then they play NC State at home on September the 22nd. It'll be a weeknight game. They'll be fired up for this game, and I think they'll play really well. I'm not really high on NC State, so I think Virginia is capable of putting up a pretty good fight here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. NC State's still just a better team, and they win this game. So Virginia then 1-3. Then they go on the road to face Boston College, a Boston College team that really struggled last year. One of the more disappointing teams, I would say. And I think they're going to bounce back this year and be a little bit better. Plus, this game's on the road. Really no reason to pick Virginia to win it. I do think they'll beat William and Mary, so that'll get them to 2-4. Then you play North Carolina on the road. Again, it's a tough matchup because of that offense. This game probably not all that close. Give me a North Carolina. Then you get Miami. Who knows what we're going to get out of the Hurricanes this season. So maybe they have a chance to hang around in this game, but I don't see them winning. Miami is going to take this one, gets them to 2-6, and they'll play Georgia Tech on the 4th. Big opportunity to get a win here. This is a really good opportunity at home to beat a team in the conference that you have a shot against. I think they have a shot in this game. I think it's a close game, but I kind of like Georgia Tech, and I think the Yellow Jackets surprised a little bit this year, and I'm going to go with Georgia Tech to win this game. Then they get Louisville on the 9th on the road. A lot of talent on this Louisville team. I don't think Virginia is going to be able to hang around in this one. Give me the Cardinals. Then they'll play Duke on the 18th. At home, they hang around in this game for a while. This is going to be a veteran Duke team, a really good team, and I think they're going to be too much. So Duke wins it. Duke pulls away in the second half to beat Virginia. Then they close things out with Virginia Tech. Virginia Tech's another team that is kind of like Boston College, really disappointing last year. That a team that I think improves this year, but it's a rivalry game. This team really, with nothing to lose, obviously, with 2 wins at this point, didn't get to play the game last year because of the tragedy, and maybe that really just motivates them. Rivalry game, playing at home, they go out and play their best game of the season. I think Virginia pulls off a win. Maybe it's Virginia Tech, maybe it's Georgia Tech, maybe it's NC State, but somewhere on this schedule, I think they pull off a win in the conference, and they get to 3-9. So still a very disappointing season, very similar to last year. But again, I just don't really see much reason for optimism. I don't think this team's gonna be much improved from where they were last year. But who knows? Maybe they surprise us. I don't think so. I'm going with 3-9. Would love to get your thoughts on Virginia, your predictions on this team. Let me know down in the comments below.